Okay, hey everyone, my name is Stan. I'm co-founder and CEO of Renora Technologies. It's a tech studio based out of Singapore, and just a disclaimer, I'm not a tech guy, I'm more of a product guy, so not going to go too deep into development, but we'll be talking about strategies and how to use AI for it as well. The topic I want to talk about here today is going to be clarity. And you might be wondering, how is this related to AI? Well, I'll explain during this talk. Usually what I hear a lot when it comes to AI topics, there are two things we're talking about, is writing code and creating content, right? And the age we're living in today is actually, it's never been easier to create things, releasing an app, launching a website, writing a LinkedIn post. All this has become a commodity nowadays. And what I think it's more important to focus on is actually what we build and why we do it, and also how we do it. And so because we have a little bit of time constraint today, I'm going to focus more on the how itself. And if you're going home today, I really hope that one thing you can take with you is a practical way of how you can use AI to create clarity of how to build things in the future, okay? So I'll be sharing a framework, which is called the straight line framework. Let's go here. And let me zoom in a little bit so that we can see it. It's basically a very simple framework. It's something like a skill, you can call it, right? Which is defined here. And by the way, after this talk, if you're keen to receive it and read through it and use it at home as well, I can send it to you over as well, okay? But the premise of this skill is very simple. So if you're at point A, the start, and you want to get to point B, the question is, what are the particular events that need to happen or particular states that need to be true for you to get there? Super simple, right? Well, you'll be surprised how often people actually deviate from their plan. It's because they don't have a clear plan of how to get there. The route is not very structured or very clear. Or some people even run in circles and don't even know that they have a particular goal, right? So that's what the framework is there for. And what we're going to do is actually apply it. So to do so, I would need a volunteer. Let's maybe see. Let's do a show of hands. Anyone here in marketing, working in marketing space? No marketing people. Any founders? Any founders here? Okay, founders. Okay, we have a gentleman in the background. Yes, you. Yeah. Can you? What's your name? Sebastian. Okay. And what are any particular project you're working on right now?
I'm hosting an agentic engineering event series.
Okay, event series. So it's like a short-term project?
Short-term, maybe turn into long-term.
Okay. So what we can do, we can open up here our cloud, and what we'll do, we will just kind of record this. So event series, right? And who are you targeting with it?
Engineers, founders, and operators that are building with agentic systems.
Okay. So I'm building event series for founders, operators, and engineers for agentic systems. Okay. And a couple of things I also would like to mention here is when we input information for this prompt, there are 4 things that we actually need to focus on. So that is going to be the goal. Let me just copy paste it here. I already prepared this. So there are 4 things. What is the goal? What are you trying to achieve with that?
The goal is to do the goal in 6 months is do a day-long summit with 500 people.
500 people.
Yeah.
The goal is to reach 500 attendees and organize a summit. Okay. I left out the 6 months because we have a timeline here as well.
Yeah.
So let's put this in here. We're planning to do the summit in 6 months. And you mind sharing what your current state is? Are you beginning or you're in the mid? Sorry?
I did one meetup.
One event?
I did one meetup.
I think I've been there, by the way. I've been at your meetup.
I have 2 more more in the next 2 weeks.
Okay. So I organized one meetup already, and I have 2 more meetups in the pipeline. Any speakers that you already have or are looking for?
The next Lisbon one is in July.
Okay, cool. And let's share a little bit more resources that you have. Do you have a team? Are you working by yourself?
Pretty much myself.
Okay. How many hours do you invest in this project on a weekly basis?
0. I got agents doing it.
I mean, you need to delegate the agents too, right?
I don't know, like
5 hours a week.
Yeah.
Okay. I have 5 hours a... Sorry. Was there anything you wanted to add?
No. 5 hours a week.
Okay, I'll do it again. I can invest 5 hours a week for this.
Oh, I can invest much more. I can, yeah.
Well, let's just keep 5 hours for now. Any other resources? Do you have like a network of people? You probably do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a network of founders that you can invite, or?
Yeah, network of founders, VCs, and yeah.
Okay. I have a network of founders and VCs that I can invite. Okay.
I have a newsletter list of 10,000 people.
Oh, that's better. Oh, that sounds like it. I have a newsletter of 10,000 people. Okay. Anything else, or?
Event organizing people, like event organizers. I know. Like, I have a network of people that work in events.
Okay. So let's just add this in. I also do have a network of people that can organize events in collaboration with me. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. So last but not least, so what we're going to do is we will generate the so-called SLO, which is straight line output, based on, and what I'm going to do here is just I'm going to reference this output. Let me just quickly find it. So we're going to reference the straight line framework, the one I showed you previously. So what the agent is going to do is going to take that straight line framework and include it in the prompt. So it knows how to operate with it. And what we're going to do is output an MD file that will be used for further evaluation. Okay, so I'm going to press here. And while it's operating, I'm going to perhaps show you a little bit how the MD file is structured, so you get a little bit of an idea of that as well. So generally speaking, it's an MD file that describes 2 objects, the milestones and tasks. So you probably guys know about OKRs. So we took a little bit of idea of that because it's a really good concept to work with, and added tasks to it as well. And there's also another component, which is risk management, which is very important. I'm not going to go too deep into those details because you can actually receive the file later on and you can read through it. But generally speaking, what it does is it generates this SLO, a straight line output. It starts with the end in mind, and then it goes one by one and identifies, okay, what are the particular milestones I need to reach to get to this step, and then backwards and backwards onwards until it reaches to the beginning, right? And it uses those objectives, key results. And the interesting part is we have 2 key results. One is the benchmark that it actually fetches from the open web, and then there's ideal, which is actually a little bit of a stretch, so you can actually maybe even motivate yourself to maybe actually go beyond your regular output. So okay, so it generated now the file for us. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it, and we are going to have sorry, did it? 2 things to evaluate, push back on Agentic System Series. Okay, so that's how the output looks like. So let me just quickly show to you. So what we have here is build a recurring event series of founders, operators, and engineers in agentic systems that reach over 500 cumulative attendees, and cumulative flagship summit within 6 months, right? So it just gives a quick summary so that we know what our goal is. Start date, target date, and that's obviously in progress. I'm not going to go too much into detail of it, but we start seeing here the milestones that we have, obviously with its benchmark that we want to reach that key result and the ideal of it. And then here below we have the tasks. But it actually doesn't even stop here. So what actually we'll do next is this is something we can already work with, but we can actually stretch it to the next level. And what we're going to do is we can actually generate a custom dashboard that will help us to manage this project, okay? So I'm going to say, now create me a dashboard of the generated SLO based on, and then let me just type in. So I'm going to reference the instructions of how to actually generate this dashboard, and we're going to run this again, okay? So while this is running, let's go back to our SLO that we just generated, which is here. But you get the point, right? So basically it has all the tasks for each milestone. So you know what you need to reach. You need to know, you know how you're going to reach it. It's very measurable. And last but not least, you also know what you need to execute, right? So this is what actually does create the clarity at the end of the day. Once we have the dashboard, it's actually even clearer to see.
Stan, if you want, thank you first of all. We can take questions while the dashboard is building. Would that buy your time?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, first, big round of applause.
Any questions so far?
You should publish this on GitHub. It's good.
Yeah, I need to collect stars. I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to be verified by Alexis. I have a question actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
I reckon what you've been doing here with the clarity and the tasks is not so much for Sebastian and his manual tasks. I mean, okay, you said you were doing it all with agents, but still.
All mostly.
Okay. You have a little bit of human touch, right? No, but I reckon what you're doing here is you generate this plan to then hand this off to, let's say, a coding agent, right? So you, by creating a plan up front to have better output. So, or is it as agnostic as even going for a human-led event?
Yes, so actually it's meant for humans, to be honest. Yeah, because we humans, I think we need clarity of knowing what the next step is and where we're heading. And when you have that pathway that is just there, like you just need to walk that path, right? And from our experience, when we see what we need to do, it just becomes like almost a gamified version of creating things. So you actually have momentum, and momentum creates also motivation. We noticed a huge difference of having clarity versus not having one. So it's primarily meant for humans. Some things can be actually passed on to agents as well. Yeah. Any other question? In the meantime, I can actually show you how the dashboard then looks like. So we're going to open it here and let's go. Okay, so here we can see basically the timeline and the milestones that we have. Here also are the particular milestones we want to reach. It's a little bit small here, but obviously this helps us to understand, okay, series founder locked. Basically, it gives you the description of what your next milestone is, how you measure it, series, brand, landing page, all those kind of things. And if you already have it, I mean, you can just check it off and you can just go to the next one, for example, right? And that's how I hope that we can actually use AI also to get clarity. Without further ado, a couple of best practices I can mention at the end. So what we've been using it for a while, and what we learned is that it's not always gonna to present you the best milestones or the best tasks. So the more context you give it, the more precise outputs you get, right? And sometimes you do need to do a couple of iterations before you can actually get to execution. We also recommend usually to keep the scope of the projects relatively small, so it's actually meant for short-term projects like 1 to 3 weeks. So if you're running, for example, like a marketing campaign, this is ideal for that, right? Or you're developing like a quick prototype, this is ideal for that. And again, you know, as we say in AI terms, like rubbish in, rubbish out. So the quality of the input really matters. So the more context you give it, the better output you get out of it, okay? So without further ado, I hope that was helpful for you. And if you wish to receive the framework yourself to go through it and try it out at home, feel free to connect and send me SLF on LinkedIn or any other channels. Thanks.